Hello everyone, it's Simon Woods, and as you know, I've been thinking, and that can be dangerous. I recently was posed the question as to why I no longer believe in God. And pretty much this comes down to three simple answers. And I'll flesh those out for you. Number one, I was severely abused as a child. So think of almost every abuse that could happen with a person. I survived it. And I often would ask why it is an innocent child should be brutalized at the hands of those that they love and trust. My reply, which I have often received, is that God tests who he deems are strongest. I must be fucking Superman then, because no one on the face of this earth should ever have to live through what I have lived through. Number two, I have lost a lot of friends and family to disease or circumstances beyond their control. I even had a friend shot and killed in a drive-by because he happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't consider that to be fair. They are and were good people who were devout in their faith, who did wonderful works of charity, and just changed the world for the better, and they're gone. And when asking this question, I've often received the reply of, well, God is in control, but those sorts of things are dealt with by the devil. Now, my question becomes, if God is omnipresent and omnipotent, why is it he would allow good people, innocent people, to suffer for any reason? If they follow his faith and believe in his books and his teachings, should they not be redeemed, or do they have to die to be part of his all-holy, all-knowing plan? That's ridiculous to me. And number three, it's because I'm transgender. And the largest amount of opposition I received when coming out came from my Lutheran and Catholic members of my family. They more or less told me to bury my nose in the Bible, shut up, be normal, and live my life. Get married to a man, fuck him like crazy, have a bunch of babies, and just learn to deal with it. You know what I have to say about that? No, I will not. I am not hiding in a box anymore. And though I may be wearing this mask, I'm talking for the first time in my life. And what you need to realize is I was raised in a strict Lutheran home. Sunday school, church plays, vacation Bible school were very much a part of my life. I attended a Lutheran elementary school. I worked my way up from the tiny little sheep in the Christmas play to the giant angel which brings the good news, only to biff my line on stage and be made fun of for it later. I wanted to believe in God. I wanted to with all of my heart. But when I say a prayer and receive no answer, how can I believe that someone is there watching out for me? When I am being beaten half to death because I wanted a glass of water, and I am crying out for it to stop. Where's God? Where are his angels? Why aren't they stepping in? How is it that everything that I had suffered and gone through was never stopped by the all-knowing, all-loving God? It doesn't make sense. And after I lost someone very recently in my family who was devout and who was loving, I turned to the Bible to try to find solace, to maybe think that I could find something in there which would soothe the pain in my heart. But I found none. I found nothing that could soothe that pain. So it begs the question, how many of you actually know your Bible? How many of you can quote obscure verses, such as, "If your eye doth offend thee, thou shalt pluck it out, for it is an offense to God"? Or about Eliah, who is the, student of Elijah, who had a double portion of spirit. Yet when children mocked him for his bald head, bears came out of the fucking woods to shred these kids to bits and pieces. It makes me wonder, because religion, yes, while it may be a solace and a comfort to some, it has never been for me. I always questioned whether or not what I was hearing was true. I wanted to believe. I wanted to have faith. But when it came down to it, I'm sitting here almost 20 years after losing my faith, and I have to shake my head at it all. Because, yeah, you may be viewing me as a sinner or whatever, but according to your faith, aren't you all born sinners? Makes you think, doesn't it? As always, this is Simon Woods, and the door to discussion is open.